Imagine if you could actually see what the web is built with. Not surveys, not guesses, but real data. So I built a tool that scans 1,000 live websites to answer questions like, is Next.js actually winning? Are people still using WordPress? How many sites run on Vercel? But there was a problem. If I try scraping hundreds of sites from one server, I get blocked fast. Things like rate limits, IP bans, and CAPTCHAs. So in this video, I show you how I scrape 1,000 websites to reveal what tech stack companies are actually using in 2026. But first, we choose a language. It's either Python or JavaScript. We could use Python, which is great for scraping, but since most of you are JavaScript developers, we build everything in Node.js. So here's the idea. Our scraper will take a list of websites, then visit each one, and then we will collect the HTML. And then we will detect technologies like Next.js, React, Vue, WordPress, and Shopify. But like what I said earlier, if we just loop through 1,000 sites from one machine, we get blocked almost immediately. And once that happens, the scraper dies. So instead of thinking like a simple script, we need to think like infrastructure. Request needs to come from different locations, rotate IPs, and look like real users. That's what let us scan hundreds of sites without getting blocked. So let's start by setting up the project. Earlier, I mentioned that if you try to scan thousands of websites from a single IP address, you'll get blocked. And this is exactly where we need something more reliable. Instead of sending all of our requests from one location, we're going to route them from Decodo, which is the sponsor of this video, but it's really useful. Decodo gives us access to a large pool of rotating IP addresses, aka proxies, which means every request can come from different locations and appear as normal traffic. That's what allows us to run this at scale without running into rate limits or IP bans. Setting it up is actually very simple. First, go to decodo.com or click the link in the description. After creating a Decodo account and getting a plan, you'll receive your credentials, including your proxy host, port, username, and password. Inside the dashboard, you'll also see the different plan options. They actually offer free trials across their products, including a 3-day 100 MB trial for proxy services, and a 7-day or 1,000 request free trial for their scraping API. There's also a pay-as-you-go option plus a 14-day refund policy, which makes it pretty flexible if you're just getting started. And if you run into any issues, they also have 24/7 technical support, which is honestly super useful if you start working with scraping at scale. Now, inside our Node.js project, let's create a new folder called lib. Inside that folder, create a file named proxyclient.js. This file will handle all proxy configurations for our scraper. Instead of making direct requests to websites, every request will pass through the centralized proxy client. Inside this file, we'll configure the proxy host and port from Decodo dashboard. And then, I added authentication using our Decodo username and password. And then we will create and export a reusable request function that our scraper can call whenever it needs to fetch a website. This keeps our architecture clean and scalable. If we ever need to update proxy settings, we only modify this one file. Now, every time our scraper makes a request, the IP rotates automatically, the request is routed through a real network, and the site treats it like normal traffic. This gives us 3 major advantages. First, reliability. Our scraper doesn't stop halfway through. Second, scale. We can analyze thousands of websites. And third, global coverage. We can even send requests from different countries if we want. Now that our infrastructure is ready, let's start building the scraper that will scan our first batch of websites. Inside our project, I created a new file called scraper.js. This file will control the entire scanning process. Next, we need to define the list of websites we want to analyze. But before we do that, there's an important question. How do we decide which data to scan? If we just pick random sites, the data won't be meaningful. Instead, we need a solid sampling strategy. So rather than choosing sites randomly, I created a selection rubric. The goal is to capture diversity across the web. To do that, we group websites into different categories. To start with, SaaS and technology companies. This includes startup homepages, developer tools, AI products, platforms like productivity tools, APIs, and dashboards. These companies typically adopt modern frameworks such as React, Next.js, or Vue, which makes them a great indicator of the current development trends. Next is e-commerce websites. This category includes online stores, direct-to-consumer brands, and marketplaces. Analyzing these sites help us detect platforms like Shopify, custom React storefronts, and growing adoption of headless commerce. After that are content and media sites. For example, blogs, news websites, documentation platforms. This group is especially useful for measuring WordPress usage, static site generators, and overall Jamstack adoption. In addition, we include enterprise and corporate websites, such as banks, telecom companies, large enterprise organizations. These sites often run on older stacks, traditional CMS platforms, or legacy infrastructure, which helps us understand the broader reality of web beyond startups. Finally, to reduce bias, we include high-traffic global websites. This means domain from public top site lists, popular websites with large user base. This ensures our dataset reflects what people actually use every day. Once we have all of these groups, we combine them into a single master list. Now, let's run the scraper. Back inside our scraper.js, the process is straightforward. First, we import the proxy client we created earlier, and then we will load our website list. After that, we loop through each URL and fetch the HTML using our Decodo-powered request function. For every website, we store the URL, the request status, whether it succeeded or failed, the response headers, and the raw HTML. Next, we will save the output. Each result is written on a file called result.json. This file becomes the dataset we'll use for analysis. And once the scraping is complete, we'll move to the most interesting part, detecting what technology each website is actually using. The approach is simple but powerful. First, we check the HTML for telltale signs. Many frameworks and platforms leave footprints in the code. For example, if you see next/script or next data, that site is using Next.js. Meta tags, CSS classes, or comments can hint at WordPress, Shopify, or other CMS. Script URLs and CDN references often reveal React, Vue, or other JavaScript libraries. Next, we look at response headers. Some servers disclose the backend or hosting provider in the HTML headers. For example, X powered by headers can indicate Express, PHP, or Next.js. Server headers can reveal Vercel, Netlify, Cloudflare, or other platforms. Then, we will analyze linked scripts and static assets. Many modern frameworks host their JavaScript bundles with unique file names or paths. By pattern matching these, we can identify React, Vue, Svelte, and more. We put all of this together in a detection function inside our Node.js project. Each website gets processed, and the detected technology are recorded alongside the URL in our results file. After detection, we structure the data so it's easy to analyze and visualize. Website URL, categories, frameworks detected, CMS detected, hosting provider or CDN detected. This allows us to not only see which technologies are popular overall, but also how trends differ across categories. With all of the detection complete, we can move to the visualizing stage. And now, let's start our scraper. We start testing it first with a hit list. Big names. The kind of sites that don't make it easy for scrapers, like Nike, Vercel, TechCrunch, and such. We will send a request, grab the HTML, scan it for text signatures. We hit run, and immediately everything broke. Every single request failed. The issue? Our Decodo proxy sits between us and the target. The fix was surgical. We created a custom HTTPS agent that bypassed strict certificate validation. And now it's working. It's time to see it in action. Starting at the very top, React is still the undisputed king. 455 sites. That's 45% of everything we look at. Next.js is close behind 27%, and Ember.js, it's quietly flexing at 42%, reminding us that old favorites aren't just going anywhere. while Vue and Angular hold their ground too with 20% and 10%, while newcomers like Astro, Svelte, and Remix are sneaking in for performance-hungry developers. But where is this powering? That's where backend choices comes in. On server side, Next.js is pulling double duty as both front-end and back-end powerhouse at 27%. Express follows at 22%, while Remix, Nox.js, and Nest.js are climbing steadily. Now, the back-end language stats are wild. Rust dominates at 60%, while Perl is holding strong at 44%. PHP, Scala, Node.js, and Python round out the top performers. And speaking of performance, you can't talk about the web without talking UI and styling. Because speed isn't just backend, users notice every pixel. For UI libraries, Material UI is leading the pack at 21%, with Ant Design, Chakra UI, and even Shad CN making waves. On the styling side, Less dominates at the whopping 63%, with Foundation and Bootstrap following. Tailwind CSS is growing too at 8%, proving that utility-first design is catching fire. From visuals, we naturally slide into content and commerce. For CMS, modern CMS platforms like Dato CMS, Payload, and Ghost are taking the lead, with WordPress remaining strong at 12%, classic, reliable, and everywhere. E-commerce tells a similar story. Shopify dominates at 11%, WooCommerce follows, and Magento and BigCommerce lingers in the wings. For hosting and performance, Cloudflare leads at the whopping 41%, followed by CloudFront, Vercel, and Akamai. In payments, surprisingly, Square is crushing payments at more than 44%, with Stripe and PayPal close behind. On mobile, Expo leads at 36%, followed by Ionic and Flutter. Now, why does this all matters? For web developers just like me, these insights are gold. They show you not just what's popular, but also what works across different types of websites. Knowing these trends helps you make smarter technology choices. And the best part, we did all of this at scale, safely and reliably using Decodo. Without rotating IPs and global proxy coverage, running this analysis on thousands of websites would have been nearly impossible. And that's a wrap on our web technology analysis for 2026. Before we go, let's talk a bit more about Decodo since it made this entire project possible. Decodo is a platform that provides rotating proxies and global IP coverage, which means your requests looks like real users visiting websites from different locations around the world. Without Decodo, scanning hundreds of websites safely would be nearly impossible. You get access to a large pool of IP addresses, request rotates automatically keeping your scripper safe, and you can scale your project reliably across thousands of websites. You create an account and select what proxies you want. For example, residential proxies. This means your requests are routed through real residential IP addresses assigned by the internet service providers. Or mobile proxies, which means your traffic routes through a real mobile carrier IPs. And then you get static residential proxies. This gives you a residential IP but it stays consistent. You can also go with datacenter proxies. These are fast, cost-effective, and great for large-scale scraping where trust level isn't as sensitive. And if you don't even want to think about proxy management, there is Site Unblocker, which automatically handles IP rotation, fingerprinting, retries, and bypass protection for you. On top of that, Decodo offers their own scraping APIs, a no-fuss solution for web scraping that's perfect for non-technical teams. They also provide tons of ready-made templates, whether you're scraping e-commerce listings, search engine results, product pages, or social platforms, you're not starting from scratch. On top of that, the response times are fast, around 0.63 seconds on sites like Amazon, and they maintain high success rates thanks to automatic retry logic built on the system. So if you're serious about scraping at scale, try Decodo. Click the link in the description and start your free trial today. And of course, if you love this video and want to see more web scraping content, subscribe to stay tuned. Well, that's it for now, Novas. Thank you for watching.